Are you looking for the best budget monitors? In this video we will look at some of the 8 best budget monitors on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Samsung 27-foot T35F Series FHD 1080p Computer Monitor. The best budget monitor with a balance of size, refresh rate and color accuracy is Samsung's 27-inch 1080p T35F. It's good for business or light PC gaming and content work, thanks to the IPS panel and 75Hz refresh rate. Plus, it's fairly attractive and modern looking. There are some things you don't get at that price, of course. A downside is that it can only tilt and has an HDMI 1.4 connection. Screen size, 27 inches, resolution, 1080p display type, IPS max refresh rate, 75Hz, weight, 6.6 pounds, connector type, HDMI panel type, FHD brightness, CD/M2 250 candelas per square meter. Number 2. Gigabyte G27QC 2-inch 165Hz 1440p curved gaming monitor. If gaming is more your thing, the Gigabyte G27QC is a top pick. The 27-inch, 1440p curved monitor has an ideal size and resolution for gaming, and it has a quick 165Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond response time. You can connect via HDMI 2.0 or DisplayPort 1.2 connections and get HDR support, albeit without Display HDR certification. Screen size, 27 inches, resolution, 1440p display type, V8 max refresh rate, 165Hz, weight, 14 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, QHD brightness, CD/M2 250 candelas per square meter. Number 3. LG 32UN650W 32-inch UHD monitor. The 32-inch LG 32UN650W is a great 4K monitor for entertainment, creative chores and gaming. The 31.5-inch, 60Hz IPS panel covers an excellent 95% of the DCI-P3 gamut with 10-bit color, but also supports AMD FreeSync for gaming performance. It also supports HDR, albeit with just 350 nits of maximum brightness. It has HDMI 2.0 and DisplayPort 1.4 ports, tilt and height adjustments and even built-in speakers. Screen size, 32 inches, resolution, 4K display type, IPS max refresh rate, 60Hz, weight, 18.1 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, UHD brightness, CD/M2 350 candelas per square meter. Number 4. ViewSonic ColorPro VP 2786-4K monitor. In this price range you can have resolution, color accuracy or brightness, but not all three. The one with the best balance is ViewSonic's $1,000 ColorPro VP 2786 27-inch 4K HDR monitor. The true 10-bit IPS panel covers 98% of the DCI-P3 color palette with an excellent Delta II accuracy figure, and is certified for soft proofing by the demanding Fogra print industry. At the same time, it offers HDR10 support, albeit with a limited 350 nits of output. It even includes a ColorPro wheel control compatible with Adobe or Capture One apps. Screen size, 27 inches, resolution, 4K display type, IPS max refresh rate, 60Hz, weight, 18.4 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, UHD brightness, CD/M2 350 candelas per square meter. Number 5. Dell P3223QE 31.5-inch 4K UHD LED LCD monitor. Dell's P3223QE 4K USB-C hub monitor is productivity-oriented, thanks to the wired Ethernet connectivity and USB-C ports that offer up to 90 W of power delivery for laptops. It's a 4K IPS panel with a 178-degree viewing angle and 350 nits of brightness and support for a billion colors, 8-bit plus FRC. It offers height, pivot, swivel and tilt adjustment, a VESA mounting interface and DisplayPort/HDMI inputs. Screen size, 31.5 inches, resolution, 4K display type, LCD max refresh rate, 60Hz, weight, 22.5 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, LED brightness, CD/M2 350 candelas per square meter. Number 6. LG 32-inch UltraFine display Ergo UHD 4K IPS display. The best third-party option is LG's $700 UltraFine 4 display, also sold on Apple's store. With a 24-inch 4K panel, you not only get very high resolution but also 500 nits of brightness, albeit without HDR capability. It's color accurate out of the box, making it great for video and photo editing work on a Mac or MacBook. Finally, it supports Thunderbolt 3 with daisy chaining and power delivery, all of which is very useful for Mac users who may want multiple displays. Screen size, 32 inches, resolution, 4K display type, IPS max refresh rate, 60 Hz weight, 22.7 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, UHD brightness, CD/M2 350 candelas per square meter. Number 7. LG 34GP 950GB 34-inch Ultragear gaming monitor. Ultra-wide 21:9 monitors are a great option for some types of content creation, games, particularly driving and flight sims, and productivity work. The best model this year is LG's 34GP 950GB, a 34-inch 3440 by 1440 curved monitor. The curved IPS panel supports HDR10 with 400 nits of brightness and maximum, via overclocking, 180 Hz refresh rate. It's also G-Sync and FreeSync compatible, the latter over DisplayPort only. Screen size, 34 inches, resolution, 1440p display type, IPS max refresh rate, 144 Hz weight, 20.1 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, QHD brightness, CD/M2 400 candelas per square meter. Number 8. ASUS ProArt Display 32-inch 4K HDR computer monitor. ASUS still holds the prize for best luxury monitor, but it discontinued the previous mini-LED $4,000 ProArt PA32 UCX monitor and replaced it with the $5,000 PA32 UCGK display. It uses the same mini-LED tech, but ups the ante with 1,600 nits of brightness via 1,152 backlight zones, an HDMI 2.1 port, 4K 120 Hz resolution, 10-bit, 98% DCI-P3 coverage and an impressive 85% Rec. 2020 coverage. Oh, and it's one of the few monitors out there that supports Dolby Vision, along with HDR10 and HLG. You're probably doing it wrong if you're using a pricey $5,000 monitor for gaming. However, it does support AMD FreeSync, good for gaming creation, and has a 5 millisecond response time, very respectable for a display essentially designed for professional colorists. And to that end, color accuracy is calibrated to delta E less than 1 and it's a true 10-bit panel delivering billions of colors. To verify that, it even comes with an X-Rite i1 Display Pro color calibrator, normally sold separately for around $500. On top of this model, ASUS now makes several slightly less bright and less expensive variants, namely the $4,180 PA32 UCX PK, plus P, and K variants with slightly different features, offering 1,200 nits of brightness and a 60 Hz, not 120 Hz, refresh rate. Specs are nearly identical otherwise. Screen size, 32 inches, resolution, 4K display type, IPS max refresh rate, 120 Hz weight, 32.3 pounds, connector type, HDMI, DisplayPort panel type, mini LED brightness, CD/M2 1000 candelas per square meter.